Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. For today's podcast, we're actually doing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier spoiler review. As you can tell on the screen below, this is a spoiler review. So anybody's saying, "Oh well, this is being spoiled," well, no shit, it is a spoiler review. Go on ahead, watch the Winter Soldier, not the Winter Soldier, but the Falcon and the Winter Soldier first, and then jump up on here and everything, so guys can go ahead and get this thing spoiled for you. But if you don't mind spoilers, go on ahead and enjoy the show and everything inside the live chat and everything, and we'll be talking about the Winter Soldier for Falcon the Winter Soldier for the very first episode. With me, I have Charlie, of course. Say hello to everybody.
Hello.
And then I have Ladasha with me, which is Tamika 1.0. And then I got Tamara with me. Say hello to everybody. And she's back again. And I wanted to say I appreciate her being on the show for WandaVision.
Yay.
And like I mentioned before, when this was announced for the Winter Soldier, for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was supposed to be like a buddy cop type kind of deal, where it's supposed to be about the two of them doing stuff together and things like that. With the very first episode, it just sets up everything where of course, you have Sebastian Stan going to see a psychiatrist. You actually have Bucky going to see a psychiatrist. And of course, you have to open up with Falcon just doing whatever he does in the opening scene. I thought that was actually a pretty good scene where he's actually just jumping into that helicopter, beating down some bad guys and things like that. I thought that was really good. It had a very Departed feel to it when we got into Bucky's whole entire thing with the psychiatry thing. I felt a little bit of the Departed from Jack Nicholson and Leonardo DiCaprio's movie a little bit. But overall, I thought it was a great way to start it off. And I also like the fact that it even acknowledges some of the stuff that some of the fans had, was like, well, how can he be carrying the shield and everything? I don't think he's the right fit. Even he thinks that he's not the right fit for it. So I also like how that was weighed up on him and things like that. What was some of the things that you guys liked? And I'm going to let Ladasha go first, and then from Ladasha, I'll be Tamara, then from that, it'll be Charlie.
This really went by quick. I mean, it was pretty good pace. I really thought that I almost felt like I was digging in for like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, me
and
too.
then it's like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm finished with it already. So that's always good for me. It didn't drag or anything like that. I did like the first few scenes where you saw Falcon doing his Falcon thing for the military. I like that. I guess I'm sure they're gonna tie all the strings together, but seeing the Winter Soldier with a psychiatrist, that was kind of funny.
That was
like,
Poor
this
Bucky.
guy got issues, and I don't think Winter Soldier is out of his head yet, but
no.
she's brave enough to try to go in his head and figure out what's going on. So
Yeah.
I thought that
Also
was
like
funny, and I like the banner back and forth between him and the Asian guy, because he is 100 and some years old, and and his date was like, "That's so old fashioned. You give me flowers." So
Yeah.
that was cute, and it was and I like the fact it's recognizing that Steve Rogers had to realize that too, was he was 90 or something in Captain America. I forgot the name of which one that was. So he had to acknowledge he was really 90, and now it's like Bucky, now he has to acknowledge I'm really 100 and some years.
Yeah.
And when he said I'm not into the online dating, I'm like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Poor Bucky.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm with you on that, Bucky. I'm not 100, but I'm like, I can't deal with that. But and then I guess he had killed the man's son at the end. So, it was a very good start. I really thought it was gonna be another hour for a movie or something, but I liked it. It was a good start.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome how it started. It started, like, to me, I like WandaVision, but it seems like WandaVision started off slow, and this one started off in the right pace for people. Like, they won't complain about the whole thing. So, like, don't get me wrong, WandaVision is good, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier topped it for the first episodes for me. So I like how it started. I thought what Sam was doing, his fighting scene against the LAF people and all that stuff. So he was like really cool with it. And then I did feel bad for Bucky. And poor guy, he was still having nightmares with his dreams and stuff. And it's like his past is hunting him, but he can't help himself because he was mind controlled, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna stop it at Bucky. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, when I first started, I watched just finished up WandaVision just before I started watching the Falcon Winter Soldier. But the WandaVision started out slow, so I knew what I was getting into. It was quirky and weird. But as the show progressed, when you got more of the humans, that's why I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Not so much the old TV series stuff aspect of it. But anyway, but the pacing for Falcon Winter Soldier, like immediately the how they filmed that sequence is like they're pushing the envelope every single so each episode is going to have something like that. I'm intrigued what that is. I thought the whole psychology sequence, like the therapist sequence, was hilarious. About talking about Bucky just calling her "you're a sadist," and that's typical of that. And then and then what he does to to amend stuff. I'm like, of course I didn't kill people. I mean, that's one of the rules. And then, and I was just, like in this scene, like one of the Easter eggs that I thought was kind of cool is if anybody's seen the movie I, Tonya, Bucky was in that movie as well, and I think his buddy, I think his buddy name was Sean something. I think it was played by Paul Hager. I forgot. Anyway, he played his buddy. But I think on his notebook, like that, I think when he's crossing off names, apparently the guy's name Sean was in the notebook for this episode. So I thought that was kind of funny because I thought I, Tonya was hilarious. And then I like I said, I enjoyed the action sequence. I like Don Cheadle showing up as Rhodes, so I know he's going to be in it in some capacity. So that was pretty cool. Deep down, I knew the government was going to screw over with the shield. I knew that was going to happen. But down the line, you just know Sam and Bucky are going to steal it. They're going to steal it from they're going to steal it from that guy name. I think you'll find out his name in the next episode. But in the comics, I think his name is John something.
Yeah. He's the U.S. agent.
He's played by Wyatt Russell. Yeah, Kurt Russell's son. So he's playing that.
Wow, that's Kurt Russell's son.
Yes, because he looks like Kurt Russell.
Because I know. When I saw his chin, I'm like, that chin looks familiar. Now I noticed. It's like Christmas Chronicles. Okay.
And then the government all celebrating. We got a new Captain America, but deep down, I just know Sam's not going to let that fly. He's going to steal. He's going to steal back that shield because in the trailer you see him and Bucky playing with the shield.
Yeah.
So you know they're going to get the shield back, and I'm excited. Like how so I think that event about crowning the new Captain America is what's going to bring back Sam and Bucky together, and that's what's going to move the story on because Sharon Carter is supposed to show back up in this show too at some point. So obviously, something's going to draw him back, and then of course we got Baron Zemo. So we got that whole the mass group, the LAF group or whatever. The sequence in Paris. I thought that was a pretty cool sequence. I'm intrigued to who that brute force guy is. I mean, if Steve would have taken that guy out pretty easily.
Yeah, he would have.
I know, but Winter Soldier could probably take him though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that's what I'm gonna say. He can take him out.
Yeah, he can take him out.
Another thing too.
Yeah, especially if you say them 5 words.
Yeah.
Another thing too, this movie actually sets up like a Tom Clancy movie. It actually feels like a spy movie again, that we're invested into a spy film, just like we were with the Winter Soldier. I also liked the whole entire aspect of them going to Bucky's head, and Bucky is still dealing with PTSD. And I like how they also acknowledge the fact that I was in Wakanda. Yeah, I was relaxed and everything while I was there. But it's kind of like coming back home and realizing the honeymoon is over with. and the fact that you're still dealing with reality and everything, and now he has to deal with the PTSD. I felt like that they captured that really good. I did like the stunt work when it came down to the flashback scenes and stuff like that. I thought that was really good. Another thing though too is the psychiatry office was just as good as well. I even like it how the psychiatrist is also calling him out on his own BS and everything. You can't BS me or anything like that. And Bucky's and he goes, "Let me see your phone." Bucky's like, "No, why do you want to see my phone for?" He goes, "The only person you called was me. You didn't even call Sam. You've been ignoring Sam."
Yeah, because he ignored Sam. Because Sam sent him a text and he didn't text Sam back. So I'm just like, he had people to talk to him. But before Captain America left, pretty much Steve was Bucky's only friend.
Right.
You know, so it's just...
It's hard for him to adapt to new people.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I feel like in a way he's not turning away from people. I think it's the fact is he's like, hey, I gotta work on myself first before I can be friends with anybody, because I've done some messed up stuff. And that's also too why I think that Bucky chose the Falcon over Bucky, was because of the fact that I think Bucky would actually carry a lot of that guilt and shame that he did in his past to say, look, I'm not Captain America. I work for Hydra, for crying out loud. I've killed Tony's parents. I've done this. There's no way I can actually carry that shit with pride. You did the right thing with carrying that over to the Falcon. And then I also, like I mentioned before, with the whole entire weight that's actually on his head, because he's like, what am I going to do with this shield? I know that what I'm supposed to do, but at the same time, how am I supposed to handle this? This is a lot of responsibility just for me. And he's like, I don't want to carry this anymore. So he decides to go on ahead and give it over to the government, and thinking that, you know, he can trust the government since they've done a lot of work with the government and stuff like that. And then that look on his face, that pissed off look on his face and everything tells me everything. Like Charlie said, they're gonna go on ahead, they're gonna pull an Ocean's 11 and they're gonna go ahead and steal it. And which I can't blame them. And plus, it's not stealing whenever it's been given to you. So,
Exactly.
So the guy's he's gonna be celebrating his Captain America for a little bit. I'd say maybe by, like, since it's only 6 episodes, probably by the 3rd episode they'll get the shield back. That's my prediction.
I think that's a positive. That I'm gonna agree with your prediction because I don't know.
That guy something seems off about him. Like, I really think he's not really a good guy. I think he's really just he's really an LAF guy. I'm pretty sure that's posing. Again,
you know what?
He
just seemed real fake to me, and it was that sort of fake, like the enemy has gotten into the good guy's uniform, and now he's pretending to be good. So
I actually did some research about him before we started this podcast, and they did label him as the new Captain America, and he is a villain. So this is like the comic book, you know, spoiler, but not really. But in the comics, he is called he's the U.S. agent, aka Super Patriot. So he is a villain.
And I'm pretty sure Don Cheadle will probably watch that same thing too. And Rhodey is not, because Rhodey was the one telling him, why are you giving up the shield? Because I think Rhodey deep down knew that he was going to pull this crap. So, like I said, like you said, he can celebrate with the shield. I don't think he's going to have the shield very long. I'm pretty sure if I send that in, and the gut feeling of mine tells me, I think even though Kevin Feige has officially denied Chris Evans returning, I could see him showing up in an episode.
I hope he returns.
That's just I
feel like he is. I think he's gonna come back some kind of way.
Yeah, because I think Kevin is just saying that so people won't be like, you know, being so excited about it. But I really hope he comes back.
Telling Tom Holland, hey, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are not in this movie. I read the script like up and down the whole thing. They're not in this movie. Well, you did admit they give you fake scripts, so it's like Kevin Feige's going out saying that. It's like Tom Holland saying those 2 Spider-Mans aren't in this aren't in the new Spider-Man movie. I mean, it's going to be in the movie. So I could be wrong on the Cap font, but like Chris Evans, but I could see him definitely returning at some point because you're getting everybody.
Really, technically, he's not dead. He's
No,
just
he's
in
not.
another
He's just
dimension.
Clint Eastwood. He's just Clint Eastwood age right now.
Yeah, he's a grandpa. He's just a grandpa
He's just
right
in another
now.
dimension, so it's like if you pull him away from dancing with his sweetheart,
Right.
He might come to Sam with his cane. He's like, "Why are you giving nice shield?" And bopping his head.
How did you all feel about the mortgage scene or the bank scene? I was like,
that was terrible.
Everybody's been in front of that banker. It's like, you're an ass.
Yeah.
He was an ass, though, to be honest with you.
I was going to punch him. I just had to
exactly.
It was like sucker punch.
Yeah. And like, can I get your autograph? Well, hell no.
No. And then he's like, hey, can I get a selfie of you spreading your arms and everything? I'm like, fuck you. You just went on. I'm like, okay, I'll do one, and then have myself flipping the bird and.
I know. That thing was a little too real. I was like, oh yeah. I thought he was gonna punch him in the face.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh well, you don't have any funds. But can I have a picture?" Yeah.
Sam definitely handled himself pretty good. Handled them better than what I thought.
Yeah.
Because I would have came behind there and just slammed his head into the desk.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, "How about that as a picture?"
I know, right? Right, and I'm very interested in Sam's sister. I don't know what happened between the father and him, and when he left for 5 years. I guess they're gonna unpack that, but that kind of piqued my interest. Like,
I like the fact that they are going to be doing that, though. That they're going to be unpacking that, because I feel like there's a lot of meat for us to digest when it comes down to that. Because this is focusing on his story, so we don't really get a lot of Sam's story before this. So this is a lot of good setup for what they're doing. Even though he's been established in Civil War and stuff like that, and the Winter Soldier, but we don't know enough of his backstory. So I'm glad that they're giving us enough of his backstory.
Yeah, because now we know he's from Louisiana. We know that his parents owned a boat, fishing boat. So it's like you said, it's really nice to have his backstory, because they really didn't have one for him when he first started. He was just like, oh, he's in the military / Air Force.
Let's have a race.
Let's have a race. Yeah, how's it going? So, hi, my name is Sam. I like to run. But yeah, I'm glad that.
Yeah, I like that they're doing that, like, to start out with the show, not like go right into the Bucky Winter Soldier partnership. Because once the two of them get together, I think they're gonna put that some of Sam's back history with his sister. I think they're putting that on the back burner, because that's not really like that's the sub story. I like they're taking care of that now, so we get the back history in that, so we don't have to like in the middle of them doing a fight, then we got to go a flashback or anything to Sam's history. So I think that I like that they're taking care of it now, because they're very strict in what they can do, because they're only 6 episodes. We're not 9 episodes like WandaVision.
Yeah,
6 episodes. Right. And I'm expecting at least the next few episodes to be a lot longer than this. I would be shocked if the next few episodes are below 45 minutes, because there's no way.
Yeah,
there's a lot in there, but I am glad that we do have a taste of whatever Sam's background was, because the interaction between him and his sister is interesting to me.
Most definitely. And also, too, I like the stuff in Paris, though, as well, because you have an inside person trying to figure out what's going on with this other underground gangster-looking guy and everything.
I think it's a Zemo group. Baron Zemo. I think he's involved with all this.
Okay, Zemo.
Yeah, it's probably is that way, but I think his name is Torres. He was the one, he was on the app. I rewatched it, so I had to write down my notes because I didn't remember the app that he was looking at. But he was oh gosh, why you have to do that, man? I need to see your face.
No solo.
Why?
Okay, no solo. All right, you're not
you.
Tamika. Sorry, I do that for Tamika. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I had to freak out like that.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I just thought it was interesting that Torres decided to follow the handprint on the app. So that was the LAF people / was it Flag Smashers? Yeah, Flag Smashers. I had to rewatch it to hear the name because I couldn't hear the name in the beginning because my daughter, she was like, no. So I had to rewatch it. But it's Flag Smashers.
Okay.
And that guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he really did kick Torres's butt.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So he had the strength, like he did have a strength of Captain America. So from the beginning, like what we just talked about in the beginning of our podcast, that guy does have a strength like Captain America.
Yeah,
So,
I would think that Bucky would be the one who would have to take him down because let's just put it this way.
He's
Yeah,
strong.
Yeah,
right.
Falcon isn't strong enough for
But
him.
do you think it might have been Zemo and Hydra trying to,
I'm
into
thinking
this whole thing? Or is it just Hydra or Zemo?
it could be both, to be honest with you. I'm with you on both of them, though. And here's why. And, in Daredevil, for example, we actually had an FBI agent that was dirty who happens to be Bullseye.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the whole thing that I was just thinking of whenever I saw that whole entire deal where we saw the bad Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking on those lines of the bad FBI agent and everything that was happened to be Bullseye. But I'm thinking it's going to be the combination of the both of them, where the government is teaming up with Hydra once again.
Yeah.
To cause division among superheroes.
Because Bucky did help a lady who was part of Hydra. After I rewatched it, he said that after Hydra, disbanded, she became a senator. And she's part of Hydra. So Bucky got her arrested by the cops, which is good. But it's a possibility that there's still more out there in the government that Bucky couldn't get him back. So it's maybe the new Captain America is part of that.
I can see that. I mean, because the blip, because we're all still dealing with the aftermath of the blip. Because this is the first set of movies they're dealing with, or not movie shows, are dealing with the aftermath of the blip since Spider-Man came out in 2019. So they 2019 dealt with the blip, but they didn't deal with the aftermath of it. They just dealt with everybody coming back. Mm-hmm. These two shows that Marvel just did now, like I said, we don't have our Marvel fix until just these last 2 months. Mm-hmm. They're getting it all, so we're all getting information about what really happened after the blip. And this is what happens. There's division. There's people who are we don't know what's fully going on. There's so much back history. In this, to go back off WandaVision, Monica Rambeau, she's been gone for 3 years and dealing with the aftermath of that, about losing her mom, and now she's got powers. So it's just we're dealing with the aftermath of the blip, which is cool because, like I said, this is the next phase, and now we're gonna do that. And now everybody's divided. Everybody doesn't know what the heck is going on. The government so the government's okay, we need to find some structure. All right, let's team up with Hydra because Hydra they kept saying cut off the head of one snake, more take its place. Yeah. We never and then Zemo, he got away. Obviously, he got away from Black Panther at the end of Civil War because T'Challa was going to take care of him. And then this is the first time now Zemo is coming back. So obviously Hydra is involved with this, and then of course Sam getting pissed off at the end of that thing. He's holding his fist he's about to lay out, he's about to punch somebody. He's right. I think, if I was him, I'd punch out the Secretary of Defense guy that gave Cap shield to the new guy. Like I said, somebody's gonna suffer for this, and it's definitely not gonna be Falcon and Bucky because they're gonna team up. This is gonna cause them to team up, and and like I said, everybody's worried about the shield. Don't. They're gonna get the shield back, and probably by the third episode. That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
And two, I think that there's this intimate relationship that Sam and Winter Soldier have with Steve Rogers individually.
Yeah.
Bucky and Steve, and then Falcon and Steve.
Right.
So he's almost like a brother to both of them in different ways. So that shield being in some faker's hand is going to set both of them off.
Yeah.
It is.
So that's why I got it, not got excited, but I was like, oh boy, here it comes. It's getting ready to start, because they're not going to let that stand.
No, and we got Sharon Carter coming back into the fray too, and she was the love interest of Steve Rogers, and he was the one that kiss between Steve Rogers and Sharon in Civil War, and the two of them sitting together in the car, like smiling. That's part of the show. That chemistry between the two of them is what started.
I hope it does, to be honest with you. I also like it. Can you move your seat up? No.
I know.
Just like brothers.
Yeah.
But also, too, though, I mean, I was actually thinking that we would actually see them together in the first episode. That was just me thinking, because we've seen that before. I'm glad that they gave it a slow build before that to let us know where all the characters are at, what they're going through, their struggles, and also how they're going to deal with their struggles, and also the struggle of trying to get the shield back. Also, Heavy is the head that wears the crown, because basically, Sam is going through that. He's going through that whole entire thing. He has the shield in his hand. He does not know what to do with it, and he's like, I don't want to bear this anymore. And the only people he can trust is the government, and then the people that and you know what though, it also reminds me of Steve though, when he wasn't trusting the government back whenever he first got on Frozen, and he realizes that he cannot trust the government like he did back whenever he was first starting to be a soldier. So now Sam is getting a whiff of what Steve went through now, and understanding from his lenses now.
Yeah, because I remember when at the end of, was it Endgame? Yeah, it was end of the movie, when Sam saw Cap sitting down. Well, I should say Steve, because he wasn't really Cap at that time. He was like, Steve gave him the shield, and Sam didn't feel like he was the right person holding the shield, but Steve, in his mind, he's like, yes, I think you are. And it's like, it's just sad that Sam doesn't feel that, but Steve knew. And that's why he gave Sam the shield. But it's just sad that, Sam didn't feel that he was worthy enough to hold that shield like Cap. And he decided to give, like you said, to the government that he trusted. And as you could see, in the show shows you can't trust him. So he tried and everything. So like I said, it would be funny if Steve come up to him and bop him in the head saying, that's what you get for giving them my shield.
Yeah, well, Sam has a good heart. I think that's what comes through is Sam has a good heart. He really came from a decent family. And I think that's why Steve gave him the shield, was just because he knew that at the end of the day, Sam would do the right thing. And he was trying to do the right thing when he gave it to the museum.
Right.
But then, so he's going to make that part right. But I think, like somebody said, you can definitely tell why he didn't give it to Bucky. It's not that he doesn't love Bucky. He loves him like a brother, but Bucky got, I think that mind control will always be in his head. And I think even he knows walking around, you can almost tell, he's like, what is somebody going to say to me that could activate Winter Soldier?
Right.
Like I said, we don't know the full story of how far Cap went into the past. Cap could have gone into the future and we don't know about, and he could have foreseen what happened here, and he still gave the shield to Sam because he knew I think at some point Sam's going to prove that he's the guy, and he's going. to I think, like I said, I mean, I'm I would be shocked if by the end of the season they don't have the shield back. I would be shocked personally.
Right. I think at that time Sam would actually build up his confidence in knowing that he can hold up the shield just like Steve could. You know, I do feel like after that, whatever he goes through in the season, it's going to shape him and mold him into being the Cap that Steve wants him to be. And I also like the other thing though too is like we need new people, we need new recruits. And you know, my first instance was the new Avengers, where we have like Doc Strange, where we have all the other new people coming in, not a fake Captain America like the government wants or anything like that. My first initial thoughts was, you know, if they're not going to put Steve in to this universe or anything like that, if they're going to go stray away from that, I'd much rather just focus on, you know, Sam being the Cap now without the same suit that Steve wore and things like that. I want it to be where he's out of that suit. He's the Falcon. He's carrying the shield. And then also, too, you also have Doctor Strange. You have Thor. You have the Guardians. You have all these other people that are an Avenger and everything being protectors. And that's what I want from this next phase going in. If they decide not to go the Steve, going down the Steve route of things. What about you guys?
I would like to see a new generation of Avengers. I really would, and they got plenty of people to choose from. Like you said, they got Guardians, they got, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy, as Guardians. They got all kind of people running around that they can find, and I think it would be like some new blood to it. Because it seems to me like after Endgame, and I know we've had the pandemic, but it seems like Marvel is kind of trying to find its way again.
Right. Right. It's all about building blocks all over again. Because they knew, because here's the thing, whenever they first started out, they didn't know the direction they wanted to go in. Because we've seen a bunch of misses that they did. We've seen them do some course direction. And, you know, it's all about building blocks, putting your characters in the best position that you need them to be put in for the universe that you're trying to create and everything, and try and build it separate from the comics, but also keeping in with the comic book continuity as well, making it its own story. So it's all about finding the right place, finding the right key things for your characters and how they interact with each other and everything. I think that Marvel's going to find its way back up again, to be honest with you. If people didn't like WandaVision or anything like that, they're going to stick around.
They're definitely going to come back. I have no doubt about that. And I just would like to see some integration between the movie Marvels and TV Marvel.
I think we will.
A little bit of integration. I know it's hard with the schedule or something, but I would like to see that. And I'm sure we're going to, because Falcon and Winter Soldier are probably going to be in Avenger movie.
Right.
Yeah, I think they are. But
I mean, no, sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's okay. It would be nice, and to me, when the guy came out and said that we need superheroes, I'm like, why you guys didn't call like Doctor Strange and them? It's like, you gotta find this dude. This dude, really? He doesn't look strong enough.
Oh no,
really
maybe Doctor Strange is over there with Nomo or Momo.
I don't know. But I was just like, what about the action? I know you can't call Iron Man because he's dead. I know you can't call Steve Captain America because he's old. I'm like, what about like everybody else? Wanda, I know she's out somewhere else in the mountains and stuff. I know you can't call her, but what about everybody else?
There's still Hawkeye. Hawkeye and his daughter Kate Bishop, and that's another Marvel show.
It's like,
I mean, like, where Wakanda at? Can they call Wakanda? I know.
Also, too,
I know. I'm like, I know T'Challa ain't here no more, but they got a whole kingdom of people.
Yeah,
his sister's in the same neck of the woods. She's out in New York, out in that organization that he built for her and everything.
It's just like you have other Avengers. Can you at least call them and not hit somebody who you think is going to protect the United States like Captain America? But it's whatever.
Well, also too, you have to think about it like this. They might not. People got wiped away during the time, so maybe they're not even having a clue either of who to call because maybe they were actually wiped off the planet as well.
It's a possibility,
but that's a small possibility.
I mean, the problem is, like you said, like you can't really trust the government because we already found that out in WandaVision. You can't trust the head of SWORD. The only three people you probably trust the whole movie is Randall Park, Jimmy Woo, Darcy, who's just hilarious, and then of course Monica Rambeau.
Yeah,
and then the head of SWORD was really a corrupt guy anyway. So I'm like, you kind of knew the seeds they're planting is to not trust the government in these situations, and that's what because they said whatever we're seeing now, they're planting seeds for future movies just from the show, and just from one article as a scrolling through because you were talking about like the Secret Avengers. I was trying to remember it was the Secret Wars, but there's a show starring the Cheats, Don Cheadle. I mean, you got Armor Wars, and that's gonna be a show. And I'm intrigued in what that is. And then you got the Secret Invasion, because obviously Sam Jackson Nick Fury knew that the Earth isn't the way to go because obviously there's people you can't really trust. And that was the little like prelude that they kind of alluded to at the end of WandaVision. It was like, yeah, he heard you like I'm friend. I know a friend, like I know somebody that was a big friend of your mom's, and he heard you were grounded. He would like to meet you. Where?
Up there.
I knew immediately that was Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I knew that. So like I knew that's where they're going with this, with the whole SWORD situation. They're going up. I mean, with the scrolls and stuff. But yeah, so I'm like, they're planting seeds. So again, this is all we're getting from the first episode. We got 5 more left, and hopefully they're at least an hour. Because we need 6 hours, and then the guy, I think one of the writers, I think his name is Derek something. He did the John Wick movies. He worked with the choreography with that. I think he's teasing a huge action sequence in the 3rd episode. So maybe a hallway, maybe hallways, because he always loved hallways, and Marvel knows how to do hallway fight scenes.
Right.
Okay,
that's true.
So now y'all making me want to watch WandaVision.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I spoil anything on that?
I haven't even watched it, so
you need to watch.
I may watch it after this.
I think you'll enjoy it. I knew that I did because I knew what I was getting. But if you're not expecting the sitcom stuff, it's going to throw you for a loop.
Yeah.
Because if you're expecting it, you might actually enjoy it. It might actually enhance your experience with it. But if you're just going in there thinking it's going to be like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where it's not going to be anywhere close to that. It's going to be some comical elements to it, mixed in with some drama, mixed in with romance, mixed in with everything that will pull on your heartstrings.
It follows a timeline of sitcoms. When the sitcoms, I didn't even pick up on it until my brother mentioned it. I'm like, oh, okay. Catherine Hahn, she's hysterical in it. She's great as Agnes. Yeah, she's hilarious. So anyway, Agnes. It takes a while to build up to it. Like for me, it took me like I knew what I was getting into, but it still felt quirky and weird. And then as the show progressed, I kind of enjoyed it more. But I like Jimmy Woo from Randall Park's character. I thought he was cool.
Yeah, because like I think the first episode of WandaVision was like based off of Bewitched.
Yeah,
and then
it was like I Love Lucy, then Bewitched or whatever.
And then it's like the old shows that we used to watch on TV Land. It's like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best way I could actually describe the way that Wanda is feeling is this. Think of it like this: you remember like Leave It to Beaver, where the mother's always happy and the husband comes home, honey, I'm home, and they're just all happy, go lucky. That's what I got out of the very first episode, was that she's happy, that she has Vision back in her life and everything. They're happy go lucky people. Nothing can go wrong and everything. So that's what I got out of the first episode, because that's when, as soon as I saw the poster, I'm like, okay, I know what they're going for. So
I thought it was funny because I remember watching that '70s show, and it's funny seeing Kitty show up in it too at some point. That's Red Foreman's wife, seeing her in the show. I'm like, that was kind of funny. That was funny. Because I grew up with, like, I watched a lot of that '70s show, and that show was hilarious, and she was funny too. Like, I was like, oh man, would have been hilarious if her husband was Red Foreman, and he kept dropping he dropped a dumbass line in there. That would have been.
She was like,
dumbass. But no, like I said, the pacing is a lot slower than what you're getting with Falcon Winter Soldier. Then again, 3 less episodes.
Yeah.
And like the first, like, I would say the first half of the episode, like the first half of the show of WandaVision is at least 30 minutes. Then it progressively got to longer as progressed. I think with Winter Soldier, I think we're going to be progressing into longer series. I could see an episode in 2 hours.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised it's only 6 episodes, though. I thought this would be 10. I mean, I could see this easily being 10 episodes.
Yeah, I was hoping it was 10.
Here's the thing. I'm thinking the reason why it's probably going to be 6 episodes is because of the fact they're not sure if people would actually stay glued to it or anything, or how they would actually feel about Falcon and the Winter Soldier type of movie. Not movie, but type of TV show, I'm guessing. But I also want to point out, though, too, that this could actually be leading into a bigger thing, to a bigger movie with them being teamed up, where it actually is face-to-face with the next phase. Also, I'm thinking that we're going to get a lot more stuff pretty soon regarding them. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about what we're going to be getting, to be honest with you.
I'm happy I see Sebastian Stan. I love him.
Let me tell you a funny story about Sebastian Stan.
He looks good to me, so. And plus, I like Winter Soldier anyway. I'm a big Winter Soldier fan anyway.
I'm more of a Captain fan, so.
Yeah, I like when Winter Soldier goes straight Winter Soldier.
But let me tell you something that happened to me on Twitter back when Civil War was coming out. You know how they said you can pick a side? So I picked Iron Man's side. All of a sudden, I got threatened by Bucky.
What did he say?
He said, "Really?" He goes, "Really, John? Really?" He goes, "I'm so ashamed of you right now. You picked Iron Man over me."
Like I said, I was Team Cap the whole way through. Like, I bought when this is when Under Armour had those compression shirts. So I got one. I have the Captain America one. So I got that shirt before I went to see Civil War, because I was Team Cap all the way around.
Yeah.
And then
this is the one I got for Civil War.
Yeah.
So,
and then when Infinity Wars came out, I bought an Iron Man shirt, so I had that one too, the compression one with that. So,
right.
But I was Team Cap all the way through for Civil War. Like, I was on his side.
Yeah, I was Cap all the way.
But you know what?
I
was excited because I got like a message or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it might be Tony. Nope. Like, my expectations was with a big smile on my face went from this. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna kill me.
No, you gotta reply from Sebastian. I don't even know he likes to be called Sebi, but because there's an anime I watch and his name is Sebastian, and he's like the guy who's in love with him. He's like, "Hi, Sebi," because I was like, yeah, but Sebastian, he's so cute.
I thought he was fine.
So you got the reply from the real Sebastian Stan.
The real.
Nice.
That is awesome.
I thought it was funny because Sebastian Stan was in a. Sorry, Sean, you're gonna hate this movie. He was in a Hot Tub Time Machine. He played one of the pricks that kept beating up Rob Corddry, and that was Winter Soldier was in that one.
Oh,
what?
I love Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah,
I
that was
haven't
a great
even
movie.
seen
My
that movie.
and John and I we and my buddy Sean like we did our top 10 worst movies of 2010. He didn't like the Hot Tub Time Machine. He had that on his list. So I figured, oh yeah, that's right. Bucky was in that movie. He's like, come on,
Yep.
let's do this. America.
He didn't like that. He didn't like want to be in a hot tub time machine.
I like the Hot Tub Time Machine though myself and
Yeah.
everything.
It was a funny movie.
It was.
It's stupid.
You gotta like stupid, funny movies.
Yeah, it's
Right.
just a stupid movie. That's all.
Exactly. So
Okay, he's having a rough time because we had a poll on Twitter with our Despicable Me discussion. He didn't like it. I did, so he wanted a poll. Isn't enjoyable. He's not winning that poll right.
the poll is actually finished. He's still at 25%.
Oh, okay.
So,
Then again, that's not a really good reference. Like it's a good estimate, but it's only 8 people voted, so it's not the whole like majority
Oh
of it.
Lord, 8 people. Oh gosh.
it's more. Hey, at least it's 8.
You wanted it.
Yeah, no, at least you got 8 people.
Is there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on as far as Falcon and the Winter Soldier goes, or anything like that? What you guys would like to see for the second episode? Predictions?
Well, I want to see them get together, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm waiting on that part, so that's what I'm expecting for episode 2. And I do want some more of Bucky and his interaction with his date. I would like to see a little bit more of that, of him trying to get a personal life. I don't know how much time they're going to have for that, but that was kind of interesting, him trying to date. But yeah, and of course, I want to see him go Winter Soldier on people. You can feel it coming. I mean, he just been too nice.
Yeah.
He got to unleash that part of himself eventually.
I'm just waiting for more. I want to see more of what's going to happen. Like, how is Sam going to get the shield back? Is it really who he thinks it is? Because Torres asked him and he was like, just keep it between me and you. Like, I just want to see more what's going on. So I don't want to be like making predictions like some people,
Right.
but it would be nice to see if it is Hydra, but we don't know.
Exactly. And I'm with you though too on that one as for myself, because you know me, I'm big into speculating and stuff like that. Right now it's too soon to speculate. Right now is too soon for some predictions, but it's a good setup. I'm excited for it on what we're about to see. I'm just excited in general. So what about you, Charlie?
I think, like I said, I think they did the episode. I think since we're only 5 episodes left, episode 2's got to be how they two of them get together. Like how Bucky, because if they wait till episode 3, I think they kind of like they gotta feel wrong unless episode 2 is like an hour and a half, or which they can do with small episodes, like the shorter episode seasons. They can probably cram a lot into a bunch of episodes. So I'm expecting nothing less than 50 minutes. Maybe like I said, they planned the story for 6 hours. A 6-hour story. That's how long they planned it. So since we only got about 50-ish minutes, I could see maybe one episode being an hour and 10, and then we'll be on the same trajectory. I'm expecting Bucky and Bucky and Sam to team up at least in episode 2, hopefully. I just want them to get the shield back. I don't want Captain Douche to get it anymore, or this guy to get it anymore, because he's like, I think once I saw it happen, I'm like, all right, I hate the government in this one. Like I said, I knew going in, like when they did this,
Even after our stimulus check.
Seeing Sam's reaction, like, yeah, he messed up, and he's gonna try to write it. And I just want to see some more action sequences. Like that one, the one in the beginning was cool, but I want to see more of that as the show progresses. Like not just one big action set piece in an episode. No, we need to have
more.
Right.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
I also want to see that trick. I think it's a GIF of Bucky like flipping the knife around. Like he kind of like a pocket knife. He picks it and then hits somebody with it. Like I kind of want to see. I want to see who does that too. But yeah, I'm pretty like I had a deep down feeling that the Captain America guy that they gave the real shield to. I knew he's fake. Like he's a person.
Yeah.
And I think he's corrupt. And I know deep down I think it's Hydra. I think Hydra's back. And like I said, because whatever's happening in Paris, the LAF, I think that they're really
connected
in a way. Because
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Hydra. I really think so. And I think that's why Bucky is having these dreams or whatever about fighting Hydra people. Yeah. I think he can almost probably sense them because he was working so long with them.
All right. So if anybody who's watching, if you guys have any questions or if you guys want to just geek out over this and everything, go on ahead, comment and everything in the live chat in like 5 minutes. If you guys don't have anything to say or anything like that, we're just going to go ahead, close out for this segment. I do appreciate everyone that is on the panel for me tonight. And, I hope that you guys come back for the second episode when we review it next week. Another thing, too, is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific Time. Be ready for a spoiler review for the 4-hour-long Snyder Cut tomorrow. It's going to be me, Tamika, and Charlie reviewing it. So this is going to be an interesting review that we're going to be doing. So get ready for that.
They still fighting over that? Oh my god!
Anything can be better than Joss Whedon's travesty 2017.
Oh my god!
I spent money in theaters for that.
I have that movie and I watched it. I'm like, what is this? I wasted
my money back.
I watched it in theaters twice.
I watched it once and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
I don't own it.
Yeah,
I'm good with that one time I watched it.
This 4-hour cut is good and it's supposed to be released on home media and Blu-ray and stuff. I'll probably get it.
Yep.
So like I said, this is good. I'll probably get it. Like, I mean, they already they redid the 4K for Dawn of Justice into a different, more IMAX-y stuff. And that one that it comes out on like the 23rd. So I already it's a special 4K version of Dawn of Justice.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys also want to do this, I know that the pandemic's actually put holes in other people's pockets and stuff like that at the moment. But if you do, just go on ahead and show us some love. How do you do that? You just go on ahead and hit the link below at www.gofundme.com/Movie Lovers Podcast. Also, too, for all your intimate needs and wants, just go on ahead and go to www.movieloversunite.com. Another thing, too, is you can follow us on Facebook at Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite over there, underneath the same name on Instagram as well. You can also get this episode on the audio-only podcast as well, wherever you get your podcast from. We're actually on iHeartRadio now, so go on ahead, show us some love over there. So that's actually something excited. Thank you so much. I was ecstatic whenever I heard about that news. I'll tell you that. Then, of course, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Movie Lovers Unit over there, or on Stereo at Movie Lovers Unit over there as well. And then, of course, at John D. Gordio 8 on Twitter. That's going to do it for me for tonight. Always until next time, guys. It's been real. It's been fun. I can't wait to do this again with you guys. And bye-bye.
Bye.